following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 56 of the Big Yak Podcast. It is I, Mike Pareto, alongside me as always, Nico Salambenny. We have special
56.
guests.
Wow.
56. We're getting up there. We're almost going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, what, we're on 57 or 58 coming up?
We're beating Super Bowl numbers here.
Yeah, we're almost there. We have Alan Garcia back on the show today for his second appearance. How are you, Alan?
I am phenomenal. I'm glad to be back, guys. Thank you.
Our favorite Packer fan here.
Favorite Packer fan.
Everybody else's least favorite Packer fan.
Last time you were on the show, it was December. Nico wasn't here. And it was just me and you going at it. And we had that was right before the season ended.
Yep.
The Packers-Lions game.
Yep.
You know, how are your thoughts from then till now?
We're getting straight into it.
We're getting straight
into it then. Okay.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Starting off hot. Well, I think the last time I was here was before that big run that we went on, that 3-game win streak that we went to go 8-8. That Vikings game had me feeling on top of the world. We blew out the Vikings at home. All we had to do was win against the Lions at home on Sunday Night Football, and we were in. It was like written in the stars.
Yeah.
I seen it. I was like, oh, my God. And evidently the game did not go how I wanted. Quay Walker, second ejection of the season for pushing a training staff member. I don't even want to. You guys can see my frustration from even talking about it right now. After the season ended, I kind of knew it was done. You see the way Aaron Rodgers was walking off the field, hugging Randall Cobb, hugging all of his guys. You kind of had a good idea that he was just done.
Writing was on the wall.
Done.
Right then.
Was done with that team. And yeah, ever since then, for a while, I was wondering where he was going to go. The Jets were always the most realistic option, and I thought that was what would have suited him best. And we got pretty good compensation for him back in return, so I can't really say I'm too upset about it.
Yeah.
On push comes to shove, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. It sucks that he's
Hall of
gone. Yeah, love him.
So, does that make you pro Aaron Rodgers even though he's on the Jets and left the Packers, or
I always
anti?
love Aaron Rodgers. He's my favorite player of all time. Favorite guy to watch throw the ball. So entertaining to watch.
Now, would you get an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey, or do you already have one?
I do not have one.
Would you get one?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I think so. I think eventually I would. If I had the opportunity to get like a signed one or something like that, I would just hang it on my wall. I would never wear it.
Well, yeah.
I would never wear it out in public, especially living where I am. That's a death wish.
Oh, yeah.
But
just wear it to a Bills game, Bills-Jets game.
Yeah, sure.
I would wear my Packers Rodgers jersey before I wear my Jets Rodgers.
I'm just saying you would get probably jumped.
Thrown out of the arena, dude. That's not a risk I want to run.
So, if given the opportunity, would you partake in ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely.
No, no thought.
No.
Just
why not?
Send it.
Yeah, why not? It's Aaron Rodgers. He can't lead me the wrong direction.
Yeah, I mean,
would you go to war with the Shadow Man for Aaron Rodgers?
I would kill the Shadow Man.
You would kill the Shadow
for Aaron Rodgers. I would absolutely murder the Shadow Man for Aaron Rodgers.
We're getting the real hard-hitting questions.
These are important ones. So you guys transition from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. How do you feel about Jordan Love?
About as good as most Packers fans felt when we went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, that was a while ago, too.
He sat there under Brett Favre for two and some change, came out and did his thing. I can only imagine that Jordan Love learned something in his 3 years on that bench. Had to have learned at least something. And from what I've seen, the videos I've watched in training camp, the little flashes that he showed against the Eagles last year, I was really impressed with the way.
That's the game that comes
I was really, as soon as I seen him throw that ball, it looked so much different when he was playing that game to the year before when he started against the Chiefs. He looked lost against his first ever start against the Chiefs. Didn't look like he knew what he was doing. He came in for Rodgers against the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the best team in the NFC, and he kept it a close game throughout. He did what he could. And ever since then, I've been a believer, especially with the things I've seen in training camp. I think we got a really good we just got so much younger.
Right.
So I'm excited. If it's not this year, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's not going to be short. It's not going to be a long time till we're back in the playoffs.
How are you feeling about the wide receiver room with Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, even add in second-round pick Luke Musgrave, and even like a player that's been not as talked about, but fifth-round pick Dontavian Wicks.
I am a fan of Wicks. I do like him. I think he can go up and make some plays. Christian Watson is my boy. I love Christian Watson. I think he figured it out. His last 5-6 weeks of the season really showed what he can do if the quarterback can get him the ball. It really just depends on Jordan Love. Romeo Doubs, I think he's a monster. He's a really good jump ball guy. He's an aggressive wide receiver. Small for that, but he could still go up there and get the ball. We got a good running back group. Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, one of the best two-headed push in the entire league. I think we're going to be set up for success. I really do. Luke Musgrave, seeing Robert Tonyan leave was really sad because he was a really reliable target, but
he'll forever be like that. Remember that 1 year with Robert Tonyan, and that year is the only year that
when he scored 10 touchdowns. He had 10 touchdowns.
He was tight end 8 that year.
He had 10 touchdowns in one season, and everybody was like, "Who is this guy?" He was doing his thing.
Aaron Rodgers products.
Yeah,
man.
literally.
Remember that one guy that 1 year?
Literally, Robert Tonyan is the definition of that one guy in that 1 year.
Yeah. Now that Rodgers is with the Jets, it's been a talking point with us for weeks now, ever since he's joined the Jets. Mm-hmm. Would you say that this is the best team that he's been surrounded by? I would say, or would you say is it up there? No. I said it was like third or fourth.
Recently, I mean, I guess that his defense is way better now. That Jets, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Packers defense is young. They got a lot of potential. They got stars around the field, but that Jets defense has stars everywhere on that defense. So yeah, that defense is, I would say, better than the Packers. The wide receiver room that he has right now is not better than his best wide receiver room. He had Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, James Jones all in 1 year.
That's going to be the 2011 season,
yep,
right?
2011, 15-1. We went out and just dominated teams with our offense. I don't think any wide receiver group that Aaron Rodgers will ever have is better than that.
Yeah, and then how do you think the Jets finish this year with Aaron Rodgers' first year as a Jet?
12-5.
12-5.
12-5.
Is that a division winning 12-5, or
I'm not going to say that. I think the Bills will be 12-5 too. Those division games are going to be the biggest games of the season. So mark my word.
We're going to have a tiebreaker. What you're saying?
Yep, that's going to have to come down to something. Those two are going to be neck and neck for the division. I think they're going to split one apiece.
What about the Dolphins?
Yeah,
I could see them going 10-7.
10-7.
Patriots going 4-12.
Patriots
or 4-13.
5-14. 6-11.
Yeah.
I don't. They're not good, man.
It's really just good. No offense to any Patriots fans out there, but I mean, it's just like Bills, Dolphins, Jets are in this group.
Yeah.
And then I think the Patriots are just kind of like in this other group.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We're all sitting here laughing about it right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're all just shell shocked at the end of the season for some reason.
I don't know,
Bill Belichick
just pulls something out of the hat, and all of a sudden they're 12-5 too, fighting for the top. Like, that's just the stuff that happens in football.
I just can't see it.
You can't?
I can't. No, I just can't because, they've shown flashes ever since Brady left.
Yeah.
They've shown flashes, but not that much of a Mac Jones believer. I think he's decent.
He's okay. Yeah.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's a top 15 quarterback.
No.
And I just don't think they put enough love into that offense to keep up with who's in that division.
Yeah, they're just outdated. That team's really outdated. It's just an outdated roster.
If they signed DeAndre Hopkins back when he was available, do you think that would have even changed the win margin?
I think that it might have gave them about another win or two. Maybe.
Go look at a bunch of young quarterbacks that get one big wide receiver their second or third year. Their productivity jumps to a whole nother level every single time.
You saw it with Josh Allen. You saw it with Jalen Hurts. You might see it with Justin Fields this year. I mean, that's the same format they're following.
I've seen this entire training camp. Everywhere I'm looking, Justin Fields is the next MVP, and I'm like, get that out of here.
NFC North banter over here.
No, I do not need to hear that. He is no. But DJ Moore could be that guy that brings him to the next level. You never know.
Yeah, but the Patriots. I don't know. I mean, I just can't see it with just how better the division got.
Yeah. I mean, look at it on paper. It's not even close.
Dolphins got better. Jets got better. Even, not trying to be biased, but, the Bills made some low-key moves that I think will really
They got better in their depth.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have that big flashy move, and I guess you could consider Leonard Floyd a bigger move.
I like that. Move.
Also, by the way, Leonard Floyd is freaking massive. I saw him at training camp yesterday. We'll talk more about that later on, but he is a massive human being. And then him and Greg Rousseau next to each other, they're just two giants on the field.
Two trees.
Two
Behemoths,
trees, yeah.
dude. Behemoths.
But yeah, the Bills didn't do anything that made that big flashy move like how they got Von Miller last year,
Right.
but they got so much better in their depth.
Right.
Where your wide receiver 3s, your wide receiver 4s are even better. You know, that would be even 2s or 3s on another roster.
Right.
I'm really excited for the Bills, but to your point, yeah, you know, the entire division got better.
Yeah.
Except for the Patriots.
Patriots just didn't do anything that stood out to me.
No.
I mean, maybe if they can land like a Dalvin Cook, but I mean, what does that
Even
really
then,
solve?
I mean, I
They
saw
have Ramondre.
they worked
Yeah.
out
Ramondre.
Leonard Fournette. They worked out
Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke. Yep.
That's not. I just don't think those are moves that are gonna.
Out of their whole roster, one of the least of their concerns is a running back right now.
Right. That being said, we talked a little bit about your background as a Packers fan. Talk to us about the AG Card Shop or the Beefy Card Shop.
I'm changing it to the Beefy Card Shop. Me and my buddy Jacob Mosholder, we're opening a card shop. It's gonna be online through Whatnot, through streaming and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun. Started getting into cards probably like 2 months ago. I've always been into Pokemon cards. I was into Pokemon cards 2-3 during COVID is when my addiction spiked and my bank account started to affect because of it because it was all I was buying. But yeah, I've always been into Pokemon cards, and I never really noticed how cool football cards were until like I bought like my first one. And I was like, these are cool, and then you start going on eBay and searching more and more. Like,
It's even cooler.
These are all
It's
cool.
even cooler.
These are all cool, and then add to cart, and you're like, damn, I'm down. Like, I spent a lot of money on cards. But yeah, no, I'm kind of just doing it for fun right now. Kind of just trying to cut a little bit of my card expense down a little bit. You know, I buy a bunch of cards in bulk and try to flip them for whatever I can to whoever wants them. Cards are sick. I didn't realize how cool just pieces of cardboard could be, right?
We did. David Yarker came on. We did a whole card pack opening.
There's a pretty big kind of following or crowd for cards in Buffalo.
I know.
And you wouldn't realize it, you know, on surface level.
Right.
But once you you hang around some like these David Adams guys, I know. I've seen other guys. I can't even remember his name, but he was on Tank's show a while back. But he's another bigger name in the Buffalo field for cards. But there's a lot of space for cards.
It's a big market around here.
Yeah.
It's a huge market. Yeah, so I'm just doing it for fun right now with my friend. Name of it right now is the AG Card Shop, but we're going to change it to the Beefy Card Shop. For those who don't know, my friend group, we call ourselves the Beefy Guys. The Beefy Persons.
Beefy Persons.
The Beefy Persons.
The Beefy Persons. So try to make it like a whole group thing if anybody else from the group wants to hop on. I mean, the more the merrier, you know what I mean? So,
sir.
Yeah, just...
Would you ever consider doing a storefront?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Down the line, yeah. It would be sick. Yeah. Down the line, it would be sick. I'm not looking too far into the future, but at the end of it all, that would be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You'd have us as customers.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. I'd have a good group.
Yeah. Nico, you went to Hofbrauhaus over the weekend. You went to Bill's training camp. Let's talk a little bit about the last couple of days to week.
Yeah, what did I do Saturday? Saturday, I went to the Big Kahuna Tiki Boat. I don't know if you guys have ever done it.
I've heard of it.
It's the tiki boat. It goes off on Canal Side in Buffalo.
Okay.
And it's like an hour and a half booze cruise, essentially.
Nice. Oh, that's sick.
So it goes right up and down the canal and then a little bit into the lake, and then you bring it back. But good drinks, great times. We went with a big group of friends, me and Molly, and then we after that followed it up with Hofbrauhaus. 3 shot skis and a liter of beer later.
Liter of beer.
I had to. When you're at Hofbrauhaus, you gotta get the liter.
Yeah, it's
bigger than your head.
And it's like if I just had the liter of beer on its own, like whatever, I could have
whatever,
handled it.
yeah.
But the 3 shot skis, just that's what took me over.
done.
And then somehow after that, we found ourselves at the top of Skybar. Very quiet on a Saturday night. I was very surprised. I know, I was sad. And then we caught the fight at Bada Bing right after. So We hopped around, and I definitely paid for it on Sunday, but
Yeah,
it was worth it. Yeah, the headache for 12 hours,
Yeah,
it was
you'll be all right.
it was worth it. Yeah,
get
you get over it,
right.
right?
Get some electrolytes in your system, and
Yeah.
you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Get some fast food.
And then the Tuesday we went to training camp. That was a really
St.
cool
John
experience. Went down to Pittsford to St. John Fisher College. I was texting Mike a whole bunch with some notes that I just saw from training camp. The Bills look hot. They look good.
Looking good.
They do. It was my first time seeing them this season, so happy to see them. And then let's see what I.
Our question is, how'd Gabe Davis look?
Good. You know what? He had this beautiful catch. I mean, Josh Allen put it right on the money to him. But he right within stride caught it, kept going. I mean, it was a beautiful thing to see. And it was on our side of the field too. So crowd went nuts.
Yeah, you were right there.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Couple notes that I saw from training camp. Cook and Harris splitting time at running back. It was literally 2 snaps on, 2 snaps off, 2 snaps on, 2 snaps off.
Oh wow.
So I'll be real interested to see how they both look. But Damian Harris was definitely in that power back role. James Cook almost took all of the receiving back duties.
Sounds about right.
He looked good in the passing game too. There was a couple screen passes that worked really well. A couple flats that actually looked solid and got good yardage. And then from there, let's see what else I had notes for. So Jordan Poyer wasn't playing yesterday, and DeMar was in his spot. DeMar Hamlin was taking first-team reps at strong safety, which was interesting because last year he was playing almost exclusively in the free safety spot. Mm-hmm. I saw him a little bit in the box too, which was interesting. And then my last note was Leonard Floyd is absolutely massive. It's a ginormous.
I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited.
You know what? I will say Ed Oliver looked good. He had a couple moments where he just blew by Mitch Morse, blew by Ryan Bates, and got to Josh Allen.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh Allen looked great.
That Diggs-Allen partnership still looking fine.
Picked up right where they left off.
Now I gotta ask, Dalton Kincaid. How does he look? How does that offense look with Kincaid in that offense?
I didn't even mention that part.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, Dalton Kincaid, he was used exclusively on the first team. He did not take a single second team rep from my count. He took all first team reps, and he was on the field a mess ton of with Dawson Knox. I mean, we saw a lot of 12 personnel yesterday. We saw even a lot of I don't even know how I would describe it, because they were just putting Dalton Kincaid at every skill position. I saw him, used as an H-back. Yep. He was used as a fullback. He was used as a wide receiver. He was in the slot. He was out wide. It was a really cool thing to see, and it's cool that they can have both Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid on the field at the same time, create some incredible mismatches. Yeah. He's looking like the real deal too. Yeah. I did see one drop, but honestly, it was a great pass breakup by Dane Jackson. But other than that, I mean, glue hands.
Now is Dawson Knox also taking strictly first-team reps,
yes.
or have you seen him with the second and third team?
No, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid were both on the first team.
They got a plan then.
So they were either rotating out for a few snaps, of course, but there were no second-team reps between either of them.
Yeah, I can't see them really being considered a backup to each other.
No,
it's just either going to be
they're just two weapons,
field, or one's going to be here, one's going to be there. Right. It's just at the end of the day, Sal Capaccio tweets out the snap counts per each game, and I think they're going to be literally neck and neck.
Right.
Yep. So. What's realistic is he could have a near historic rookie tight end season, just the way that they're using him. They're not using him like a traditional tight end. Right. I think one of the best rookie tight end seasons was 900 yards and 8 touchdowns or something like that, which realistically, I don't know if he's going to hit that. I mean, setting the bar at the all-time rookie tight end season, that's obviously a little too fruitful, but I could realistically see 500-600 yards out of Dalton Kincaid this season.
Sweet.
That's what we like to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got to meet Thurman Thomas this past week.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah. What was it last? It was just a nonchalant thing. So my family, my cousins, I'm cousins with the Hibberts. Anybody who is around here, knows Lewiston. Hibbert's Ice Cream, big staple in Lewiston. A small village, but still good sized staple. So I have step cousin, Michael Hibbert. He owns the Gallo in Lewiston. And so they invited me and my family out to this event with Thurman Thomas and his wife. It was kind of like an art expo because his wife.
It was Gallo and the Ghost, right?
Gallo and the Ghost, yeah. So it was basically a little bit of an art expo. His wife makes art, had all her art for display. Also, they do a wine called the Choose Love wine, which is inspired by the May 14th shooting of the Tops, the whole Choose Love campaign that came off of that event. It was a really cool time, and just Thurman Thomas was just nonchalantly chilling with everybody and like drinking with people at the Gallo in Lewiston. So I, they were like, oh yeah, bring your camera. So I brought my camera, got some cool shots of him and the landscape. And met his son, and he gave the podcast a follow. And so hopefully we have his son on, and hopefully we have Thurman on in the future. But that was a crazy experience. Thurman Thomas is a Hall of Fame running back, one of the only running backs to ever win MVP, the only MVP in Bills history, too. So just getting to meet him and just talk to him, just literally like nonchalantly, last 2 weeks I've met like two celebrities.
Yeah, you're getting Hollywood on us.
Post Malone, Thurman Thomas. Too. Hopefully I get somebody by the end of this week.
Right.
Yeah, so very cool experience. Hopefully we could have him or his son or both on the show. Just really cool dude.
That's awesome.
We're going to break into the rest of our show, talk about some NFL headlines. We talked about training camp. Nico was at training camp, so we talked a little bit about the Bills, but some headlines. George Pickens had a crazy highlight reception.
That catch was nuts.
I don't know if anybody has seen that catch, but it was on second-round pick Joey Porter. He's going to be a promising young prospect for the Steelers as well. So to see those two go at it, it's been good to see. But George Pickens, you make that catch in an NFL game on national television, it's probably going to go down
I couldn't
as
even imagine.
One of the best we've seen.
That catch was second to none. That was nuts. Yeah. Right over his head.
Right over his head. Like, Joey Porter was like back turned like
it
this.
Was nuts. Yeah.
That probably looks so weird on the camera, but George Pickens is just like out here with
doing his thing,
Yeah, so
he's a monster, man. His hands are crazy. He just needs the ball more.
Yeah.
He just needs more looks.
Yeah. George Pickens is probably going to be a good useful weapon on that Pittsburgh offense this year. We've also had the headlines of Jonathan Taylor requesting a trade from the Indianapolis Colts. How do you guys feel about that?
There's so much unnecessary drama right now.
I'm glad you said it.
It's a messy situation.
I'm glad you said it.
I saw the report that came out that Jonathan Taylor requested, or he said that he had back pains during his physical. But then afterwards, he tweeted out that he said that he never said that he had back pains, and that the person who tweeted that said that he needed to find new sources. And because of those back pains, the Colts are considering putting him on the NFI list, which then would also void his contract for the year too. Yep. So now we're like taking a man's money away.
Yeah, right.
Jim Irsay said, if I die tomorrow and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league goes on. And
it's a crazy thing to say from an owner.
That's a wild thing to say if you own an NFL team.
Wow.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think he gets traded, or do you think he somehow toughs it out this season with the Colts?
I don't know if an owner's saying that, man.
I would have got
if I'd want to play for that.
I would not want to play for that organization again. Definitely not.
What's a good suitor for Jonathan Taylor if he does get traded?
There's always one that always comes up on every single odds list. We all know who it is.
The team in red.
The team in the red, white, and blue, the Buffalo Bills, are always on that favorites list. Yeah. And it's like, you know what? Maybe next year I could see that.
Yeah.
Because Damian Harris, I believe, is only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I could maybe see that, and I think Taylor would have 1 year left on his rookie deal. But wherever he goes, he's going to want a new deal.
Yeah.
And it's tough. You could maybe say the Dolphins if they don't sign.
I was thinking mainly AFC East.
You want to know what my take is? I think NFC North.
NFC North.
Looking at you.
Looking
Mr.
at me.
Packers.
Chicago?
I'm thinking either Chicago or
Don't say
Minnesota.
No, not
No.
Chicago.
Why?
That's not happening.
He would reunite with Matt Eberflus.
He
was-
would. He would.
Yeah, so I mean, their running backs right now are Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, and there's
Deontay Foreman.
Deontay Foreman. Jonathan Taylor is better than all three of those guys. Combined. Minnesota, he's better than Alexander Madison, but
Yeah.
I mean, Madison could be something this year.
Yeah.
I think Madison with Cook gone, he's played good every time Cook was injured. He was always a solid running back. I don't think.
And the Vikings would still maintain that younger
Yeah.
roster by acquiring him. So I wouldn't rule those the two teams out.
I think a team that would trade for him would be a team that's like ready to win right now. Like I wouldn't send him to Chicago.
away.
I wouldn't send him to Chicago because I mean, if you're the Colts, obviously you don't care. But if I'm Chicago, I'm not going out and trading a haul for Jonathan Taylor right now. When you're not really at the Super Bowl roster you're at yet, like getting Jonathan Taylor right now is like you're putting your foot on the gas right now. This is what I need.
Give me a dark horse. What about the Kansas City Chiefs?
When you said
I said team in red. I thought you were about to say the
thinking
Chiefs.
No.
I was gonna say the Chiefs. I thought he
Yeah.
was good. I thought the Chiefs would have been a fine fit for him. They just
Yeah.
go get the Chiefs go get him, and then boom, all of a sudden they're
That's
almost
so scary.
miles ahead of everybody.
That's
Yeah,
so scary, dude.
because they're always on the odds list too. Every
Yeah.
time you see something,
The Chiefs
I'm
and the
thinking the
Bills.
Chiefs.
Oh, you never know. Even with Joe Mixon and the Bengals, there's some kind of
A little bit of controversy
a
still
little
around.
yeah.
little controversy still around Joe
I
Mixon.
don't know
but I
if
think it's almost all clear.
Joe Mixon took a pay cut
I know.
to play for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be on his way out.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor get a
really never
youthful
know.
youthful running back in there.
What
And
about
already
the-
elite offense.
Yeah, what about the Jets,
Jets,
man?
the
You know,
Jets. That's why I said AFC East. I mean,
Just
all
have-
those 3 or 4 of those teams are ready to.
Taylor and Brees Hall 1-2 punch, just destroy the league.
Oh my god.
Dynasty managers everywhere.
See, and that's why
On-
the
on
Dalvin.
watch.
That's why if they get Dalvin Cook, that's why I'm a little like. I
Dalvin
just
Cook
hope
will
they
be fine
don't.
though. I mean, with those two together, I think they'll be a scary 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'd be
No.
reminiscent of the Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt
Yeah,
days.
that's 1A 1B right there. You got the young, still coming off of injury, Brees Hall, but
Right.
Dalvin Cook is a perfect complement to him if he can't play that much, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara. Just found out this morning that he will be suspended, but we don't know how long. He met with Roger Goodell, and that's the assumption that we're getting right now. It's looking like up to 6 games. I don't think no more than 6 games, but
Yeah, because he didn't gamble.
He
He
didn't
didn't gamble.
didn't
You
gamble.
can't gamble in the league.
Just
but you
gotta
can do
fight,
whatever-
though.
Yeah, you can do whatever else you want. You can't gamble though.
Just can't gamble. So Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended for some time. This raises a lot of questions with fantasy football. Where do you go now with Alvin Kamara, especially if it's 6 games? I mean, that's about
Drop,
a quarter
yeah.
of the.
It's almost
little
half
bit
the
over,
season.
yeah, a little bit over a quarter of the football season.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm staying away from Alvin Kamara.
I'm
but
not even touching him with the 10-foot pole right
You
now.
know what I'm doing? I'm acquiring stock in Jamal Williams.
yeah, his stock went up today.
I have
Yeah.
I have him in 2 dynasty teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have him in
Start
2.
him for 6 weeks and then sell high by like week 4, week 5.
Yep.
You want to know what sucks? Is Nico Dynasty. My starting 2 running backs are Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara. Both are probably not going to be there.
Nope. Nope. That's tough.
Josh Jacobs does not want anywhere near Vegas right now.
Nope.
Alvin Kamara is getting suspended. So
My two running backs on my one team one is still Dalvin Cook right now,
yeah,
and then it was earlier, but I used to have DeAndre Hopkins too, and neither of them had a team. So for a while, I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do?
they're gonna find teams.
Yeah.
So Hopkins with
Yeah,
the Titans.
Hopkins found his team.
Cooks, we don't know yet, but
It's looking like the Jets.
it's looking like the Jets.
From everything I'm seeing, it's looking like the Jets are gonna scoop them up.
Yeah, hopefully not. So I did want to talk about this though. Speaking of the Saints and the Jets, I made this kind of a comment. I don't know if we talked about it on this show before. We might have, but Alvin Kamara, if he wasn't getting suspended, would you draft him over Brees Hall in a redraft?
No.
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 Nope.
So you would draft Brees Hall over
Yes.
Alvin Kamara
Absolutely.
in a redraft.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a hot take because I think you took Kamara, right? And then you got some blowback on TikTok for it.
I think so. I took Kamara over Brees Hall. It was one of the running back bracket challenge that I did.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I mean,
It's more proven, I guess.
With the suspension, I felt like Kamara's ADP was down. Like he was going like 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Like that range with redraft. But I mean, years prior, he's been a top 3-round pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, he finished last year RB16. The Saints were just kind of all over the place.
They were a mess, yeah.
But before last year, he's always finished top 10.
He was a first-round pick before last year.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of sat there and I was like, you know what? Like, Breece Hall coming off an ACL, Alvin Kamara, potential suspension. I took Alvin Kamara at the time.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I'm going Breece Hall now.
Yeah.
That's changed. Alvin Kamara is getting suspended.
Yeah.
I'm going the more, I guess, surefire pick in Breece Hall.
He'll at least be there week 1.
Yeah, he will be there week 1. It's just the thing is, coming off an ACL isn't.
Oh no,
it's not a guarantee.
It's no walk in the park. No.
It's no walk in the park. You know, he might come back and look a little like a Cam Akers kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, situation. So, I mean, right now, like my opinion has changed with the suspension. I'm going Breece Hall,
Yeah,
but Alvin Kamara.
He's a little bit disrespected. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's a little bit disrespected because he is a monster.
But
When he plays, he's a monster.
You look at their offense now. You got Derek Carr. You add him in. That's an upgrade.
Yeah.
At quarterback, you know, maybe they get him more acclimated and paying attention to the, you know, and it's, they throw a lot in a Derek Carr offense. I mean, we haven't seen him other than in a Raiders uniform.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You think they win that? You think they win that NFC South?
The Panthers might give them a run for their money.
I think it's a 3-way toss. It's kind of like the AFC East, but like not as competitive.
Yeah, but like the teams
like
just aren't as good as those ones.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I think it's a toss-up between the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons.
I got the Falcons.
Buccaneers are going to be bad.
You got Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield
Yeah,
battling.
so I think it's like a 3-way. Like it was like that last year too, but with the Bucs being more of a competitor.
I'm big on the Falcons. I think they could be a dark horse in that division and
I
take it
go.
all out.
I'm gonna say Saints right now.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go like Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Bucs. That's me right now.
He says Saints. You say Falcons. Give me the Panthers.
We're all at
Panthers.
Give me the Panthers.
Panthers.
Bryce Young.
Bryce
Let's
Young. You're on the
see
Bryce
it.
Young train. Got
Let's
a
see
good,
it.
solid,
I mean,
good
they
solid
have
defense.
a young, solid defense.
Their defense is solid and young. You're right. Jeremy Chin's a monster. J.C. Horn's an absolute
And let's
monster.
not pretend like there's nobodies on the Carolina offense either.
That's true. That's true.
They signed Miles Sanders to a 4-year deal.
Yep.
Adam Thielen, he's not the same Adam Thielen that we're used to seeing, but he still draws some attention from defensive backs.
DJ Chark could be a good
DJ
signing
Chark
for them.
is going to be solid, I think.
I think Adam Thielen could be a really, really good, reliable short option. He's going to play a big role in helping develop Bryce Young into what he can be. His ability to run routes is going to help him out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be. You're right. I will give you that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a defensive-driven team for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like that offense could do just enough.
Yeah.
I'm big on Ritter.
Yeah,
I'm
that's fair. I like Ritter too.
I am big on Ritter. I think especially with the offensive weapons he has
Surrounded.
now, he is in the best possible scenario.
Having Bijan and Algier in the backfield, Tyler Alligator is going to be
Drake
nice.
London, Kyle
Pitts. Oh yeah.
Cordell Patterson still running around there
CP.
somewhere. He's still out there.
Matt Collins looking like
Matt
an
Collins is
absolute.
looking
like,
He's
shredded.
D's.
He's kind of scary too.
I know.
He said, "Why use silverware? Be a real man and eat with your hands."
Yeah, right.
That's a dog right there.
That's a dog. You want to talk about
that's
a dog?
that's
There's a
Neanderthal.
dog right there.
No, dude, that's a barbarian.
He goes, I don't even wear shoes.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a 3-way toss-up
Yeah.
between those 3 teams. I could see either one of those 3 teams winning it. I just can't see Tampa Bay.
No, at all.
No.
At all.
So a couple injuries. Joe Burrow almost had the scare of the season. Almost tore his ACL or his Achilles, whatever. Only a strained calf, so he's going to be out till I think like the last week of preseason, maybe even
considered week to week, right?
Yeah, so I think he'll be there week 1.
Jake Browning looking good in training camp. By
Jake
the way.
Browning, good old Jake Browning, Washington Husky. That was a big like. I think the whole like NFL world stopped for like 10 minutes.
Seen that picture of Joe Burrow holding his calf? Everybody's like, "Oh no!"
That's the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
That's scary. Cooper Kupp, developing story
I
from
don't even
yesterday.
want to talk about this now. I don't even want to.
He has a hamstring injury. Could miss the start of the season. First couple of weeks, I heard.
This guy
possibly
washed. I'm afraid.
Washed. I'm afraid.
Stop. Don't
I'm not going to say
please.
wash, but I'm keeping him.
Are we at Mike Thomas 2.0?
No. I'm not stepping into that.
Come on.
I mean,
Can't come off a Triple Crown and then get hurt for one season.
well, what did Michael Thomas do?
And all this, he didn't win the Triple
Oh,
Crown.
he didn't win the Triple Crown, but he had an elite season.
He didn't win the Triple Crown.
I'm just look at the similarities.
You're right. It really is.
There's some
crack
parallels.
Right there. Yeah, there are some parallels.
Watch, suddenly he's going to be back for one game, and then, oh no, he popped a hammy and he's out 5
Do not
weeks.
speak it. Do not speak it
Rams
into
fans
existence,
might
right?
need to not
can't.
watch this podcast.
I do not want that right now.
We'll see, though. I mean, I think he'll be there start of training camp. I just hope this isn't a reoccurring problem with him. He had a really nice touchdown catch from Stetson Bennett like yesterday or 2 days ago, too.
Yep.
By the way, old man Stetson Bennett is looking good. I have seen his clips.
I hate that, man.
He's looking good. I don't know. I mean, he's looking good. So Matt Stafford goes down. I'm not going to say it's going to be a Brock Purdy situation.
Did you know that Matt Stafford and Stetson Bennett played on the same Georgia offense?
That is
No way.
no. There's no way.
I would say that's
There's no way. I know that's. I know Stetson Bennett's old for his where he's
Same
at.
Stetson Bennett actually mentored Matt Stafford when they were back at Georgia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense. Now.
And then we have a couple other injury headlines. Tim Patrick tore his Achilles, so he's missing another season. Did the same. He
Can't catch a break. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, so back-to-back season-ending injuries in training camp for him. They both lost two of their prominent receivers. They lost KJ Hamler as well.
Yep.
So he's not going to be there. And then
it seemed to be procedural, right?
Procedural,
They waived
it's-
him, and they plan to re-sign him, and he'll be back in 6 weeks.
yeah, it's an injury designation, but I mean, depending on how it goes with his diagnosis and stuff like that, he might be back. But right now, they're both not on the roster.
Right.
So
that just screams more opportunities for Marvin Mims.
Marvin Mims, Jerry Jeudy, guys like that.
Right. You
Greg
knew that.
Dulcich.
You knew that Judy
I'm
and
a
Sutton
big
were
Greg
going to be
Dulcich
your
guy.
1-2. But hey, you might see Marvin Mims might make his way into fantasy relevancy, or maybe even you see a trade from Courtland Sutton. Now I know they talked about it more earlier in the offseason. Now with the injuries, we don't know, but let's not forget that Courtland Sutton was on the trading block.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hey,
I'd be a trade deadline.
I'd be buying Marvin Mims for sure right now.
I think if you still have a dynasty rookie draft right now, I think
First and foremost, if you still have a dynasty rookie draft right now, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I mean, it's
Commissioner,
possible.
what are you
it's
doing?
possible. But I think he moves up until the second round now.
Yep.
So, Zach Moss broke his arm, former Buffalo Bill, current Indianapolis Colts. So they're down to Deion Jackson and
It's looking
who's the other guy?
big.
Anthony Richardson.
He's a quarterback.
They got Anthony
So
Richardson
Justin Fields.
put him in the Josh Allen strategy where your top passers are leading rusher at the same time.
It could be that Jonathan Taylor doesn't come back. They have Deion Jackson and I think Devin Hall. Maybe I don't know. I forget his name.
You, dude.
I forget his name, but he's a rookie. Those are their two top running backs right now. So that's some interesting headlines to watch. And then Eagles unveiling their Kelly Green jerseys. Just chef kiss. I love this throwback so much.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Such a
So
beautiful jersey.
those are our NFL headlines. Real quick, take it to the bank. It's back. And we have the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. We talked about it a little bit last week, but it's tomorrow. Big game. We have not too much a big game. Big quotation marks. Browns Jets. We're gonna do a little bit of an underdog take 5. So we're gonna do our underdog.
Y'all ready to get paid?
Statement.
Okay. We are proud to be partnered with Underdog Fantasy, and we want to talk to you about the biggest fantasy football tournament of all time, Best Ball Mania 4. Don't know what Best Ball is? It is simple. You just enter Best Ball Mania on Underdog's slick mobile app, draft your team, and that is it. Yep, it's set and forget as Underdog optimizes your lineup weekly to create the highest scoring one. It's here, it's Best Ball Mania 4, and it is your shot at a first place prize of $3 million. That's right, $3 million. Get signed up on UnderdogFantasy.com or via the App Store with promo code BIGYAC. That's
Big Yak.
BIGYAC, and we'll get your first deposit doubled up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code BIGYAC, BIGYAC.
Big Yak.
Must be 18 years old and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply, and if you're concerned with your play, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY for help today.
Here we go. This is disgusting. This take 5. The underdog pick'ems, not underdog's fault,
Right.
But we're given who's gonna play in a preseason game, especially the Hall of Fame game, because Jets in Cleveland, whoever gets selected for these, are now playing 4 preseason games to where in years prior you were playing 5.
Yeah.
So Cleveland and Jets are back to that old 4-game slate. Nico, do you have a pick 5?
Oh, I got a pick 5, all right. I put $3 on it.
$3.
Got a chance to win $60. It's all fantasy points. This was tough because players are only playing drives, quarters at a time,
Right.
so you got to really think here. But football's back, so in honor of that, life is too short to take the lower.
Absolutely.
Give me higher, Kellen Mond, 5.3 fantasy points.
Okay.
That's right, 5.3 fantasy points.
A touchdown pass.
Give me higher, Zonovan Knight, higher than 2.65 fantasy points. If he takes a catch and runs it 16 yards, boom,
Boom.
bang. Michael Carter, also another running back for the Jets. Give me higher, 2.85 fantasy points.
Okay.
Cedric Tillman, that's a name. That's a starter.
Okay.
Give me higher, 3.85 fantasy points.
They are setting this bar way too high.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our boy Zach Wilson taking the time, making Aaron Rodgers training camp hell or whatever he said.
Right.
Give me higher, 4.65 fantasy points. Bang.
Pang.
That was ugly.
I got mine right here.
Uh-oh.
I got mine. I cooked this up right before the show. This is a little scary. I only put $1 on this because I'm not putting a lot of money on
It's $20.
a preseason game. You get $20.
That's not bad. Yeah.
So here are my underdog pick 5. I have Cleveland quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR.
Rookie from UCLA.
Yeah, rookie from UCLA. Lower than 96.5 passing yards. With quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame game, we don't know how long they're going to play.
Nah.
It's just not a gimme.
Like
Give me
that.
him under 96.5.
I like
Chris Streveler, quarterback from the Jets. We've seen him
He's a dog.
He is a rusher.
He's a dog.
He's a rusher. They have his rushing yards at 14.5.
Smack that over.
Give me the higher.
Yeah,
Give me the higher.
Ayo.
Give me the higher. Give me Chris Streveler all day. Kellen Mond under 100.5 passing yards. He's getting the start tomorrow. Give me under 100.5. It's just a lot for a preseason game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's Kellen Mond. No offense, but come on. Zach Wilson. I believe he's getting the start tomorrow for the Jets. I think they're gonna let him, play around a little bit.
Let him cook.
Why not?
See
Let
how
Zach
he's.
cook.
Why not?
I think they want to advertise him a little bit. And, maybe for the future, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't stay or he retires or if they want to trade him, I think Zach Wilson, we're going to see a little bit of him tomorrow. Higher than 4.65 fantasy points, I'm going to go to higher. I think he scores a touchdown
That's
tomorrow.
a touchdown
It's a
pass.
touchdown pass.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think he delivers a touchdown. And then Cleveland rookie receiver Cedric Tillman, I think he's going to be a underrated little piece for Cleveland during this season. He's going to compete for that wide receiver 3, 4, if he's not already wide receiver number 4 right now. Higher than 2 receptions, give me the higher.
Ayo.
And that's our pick 5.
There you go.
Hopefully this wins me 20 smackers
That's
tomorrow.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Hey, because then you can put that $20 on NFL Week 1
Yeah, there we go.
and then win $400.
Win $400. A big moolah right there.
20 times your money.
Um,
Single night. That's
yeah.
Underdog Fantasy.
Underdog Fantasy. It's gonna be really exciting to have football back tomorrow for sure. I'm so happy. I want to talk about Pokémon.
Here we go.
A couple weeks ago, I think, or no, like 2 months ago, I want to say, got my time all messed up. We did an offensive Pokemon starting lineup. It was me and Nico. We had a lot of fun with it, and we got a lot of good feedback from it online from users and fans. So we decided we promised we were going to do a defensive team, before the season started, and so here we are. Alan over here, big Pokemon fan.
I am that indeed.
He is that indeed. So I asked him to come on the show, and I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity.
Absolutely.
So let's talk defense.
All
Defensive right. Pokemon. If you had a defensive depth chart, a 4-3 formation, who would you have in those spots? Last time we did like a regular spread offense.
Okay.
So
let's talk about first and foremost the elephant in the room and Snorlax.
I could.
6'11", 1,014 pounds. He is your true nose tackle.
Yeah. There's nobody touching that guy.
1,014 pounds.
Yeah.
0.1, I should add.
1,014.1
pounds.
He is a salad.
Need a big man up the middle leading those tackles up.
Perfect.
So you gotta take Snorlax here as
He's
your
just
nose
a
tackle.
no-brainer. I think that's who is mine on my list.
For the other defensive tackle,
Other defensive tackle.
I'm going Tyranitar.
Tyranitar?
Okay.
Tyranitar,
All right.
at defensive tackle.
I picked him as an offensive tackle on the offensive show. My D tackle, this is kind of an underrated pick. Not a lot of people would consider this
I want to know
one.
if we're thinking the same one. I was going to say another one.
No, I don't know if this is. I don't think you're gonna guess this one.
Okay.
It's Throw.
I don't
Throw.
mind
Throw.
I don't mind throw.
As a D tackle?
As a D tackle, he is stocky.
He is stocky.
He is he's strong.
He is stocky.
He's gonna throw
Yep.
that offensive lineman away, throw him to the ground.
Would you feel he's a little undersized though? I mean, he's 4'3", 122
Nah,
pounds.
man.
You think he's got that?
He
dog
gets
in him?
low.
You think
he's
he's
gonna
got
get
that-
low.
You think he's got that dog? in him?
He has mass.
Okay.
He's mass. He's gonna get low.
Good center of gravity.
D tackles, they don't have to be the tallest guys out there.
Fair.
As long as you get low pad leverage,
Yep.
and he is strong and pushes that offensive lineman. I don't care if you're 2 foot.
What about
That's not realistic.
What about Darmanitan?
Darmanitan? Darmanitan is a good pick.
Darmanitan is a good pick. I was thinking Blissey. Blissey was also another one that
Blissey.
I was considering. She's just massive.
Massive.
There is some
Massive.
talks about her. Do you think she's aggressive enough to be on the defensive line?
Change her stats a little bit, her nature. You know what I mean? And you're all good.
Change your typing
change the typing a little
to
bit.
fighting?
You'll be all right. Yeah,
fairy fighting.
because they do that now.
On the edge. What about the edge? Because who I want? I want Feraligatr bending the corner.
Bending the
7'7", 195 pounds. 7'7". Imagine that frame on your defensive front.
I do not want to imagine that for a second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
He can bend the corner quick.
One
Bend
that
the
I was
corner.
thinking of, you need somebody quick off the edge. Somebody
Mhm.
quick, somebody that can hit hard. Give me Garchomp.
Garchomp.
Garchomp
Good
is
pick.
solid
that
defensive
swim move.
end.
Give me that swim move. Give me Garchomp off the edge.
That's the land shark
That's
Pokemon
it,
right
yep.
there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You want
Give
to
me Garchomp.
So we're doing 2 edges. So do you guys have another selection as well besides Garchomp?
Garchomp. You said Feraligatr,
I
right?
said
Oh,
Feraligatr.
Feraligatr.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Feraligatr and Garchomp on the edge is insane.
that is a sick D line.
I have two considerations here.
here.
I have Scyther.
I do like Scyther.
Scyther,
Scyther's
not the
an
tallest
interesting
guy.
pick.
We went kind of the same route with there.
Yeah,
I could
Scyther-
see him more of a safety linebacker hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay. Scyther. I like him because of his scythe as
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
arms.
yeah, he can plant.
Um,
He's got the.
He's quick.
from playing football, there's the cut.
Yep.
The cut.
Mhm.
He's gonna cut.
I see.
Yeah,
Aha.
you see-
Okay,
you
I
see
get
what
it.
I
I
mean?
get
I
it.
see what
Yeah.
you're thinking.
I have him, and then kind of like a little bit of an underrated pick, but Infernape off the edge.
Infernape was going to be in a later position of mine,
Okay.
but we'll get there.
I have Infernape because he is, he is ferocious. He's that fighting type, hand fighting.
Yeah.
He's a fire type, so he's gonna be aggressive.
I just think off the edge, his size is what's going to be that holds him back just that tad bit. He's got
Tad
the
bit.
speed. He's got the speed, and you're right. He does have the typing, but I think his size is going to hinder him just a little bit.
Yeah. See now, I could see the Feraligatr being a tall guy is gonna automatically help him
Yeah.
there.
Yep. 7'7". Come on now.
What about 3 linebackers?
3 linebackers.
So this is one I kind of struggle with
Yeah.
because there are a lot that can fit the bill.
Yeah.
But I'm taking a look around. I'm scanning through my Pokedex. You need a quarterback for defense. Give me a guy like Metagross. Not the fastest guy,
Okay.
but he's got the brain power or the computing power,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
He can call out those offensive schemes. I mean, hey,
As a middle linebacker,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? His pro comp, I think, is Bobby Wagner. We can call him that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Give him a little meteor mash, and
Yeah.
boom, you got the same.
Bingo.
There you go.
What about you, Alan? Some
Middle linebacker. Of all the Pokemon that I know, who would I pick to play middle linebacker? Yeah, like he said, it's got to be the quarterback of your defense, somebody that thinks outside the box. Whew. Wow, I am actually stumped right now.
Stump.
Really, he has to think outside the Pokeball.
Yeah,
Ball.
literally.
Because they're in the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
That's all I know
Excadrill?
about Pokemon.
Excadrill.
Excadrill's not a bad
Speed.
one.
He is a speeder
Speed.
option. You know, his
Can
pro
breach the offensive
it.
line.
his
if
pro
he
comp is
blitzed.
Devin White. So you
Give
know.
me defense Deoxys.
Okay.
Deoxys.
Give me-
Which
give-
former Deoxys?
Defense
though?
Deoxys.
Defense
He's
Deoxys.
too slow. I mean, he's slower than
Long.
Metagross.
He's long.
Linebackers. I like Swampert.
Swampert was
I like,
in my brain
I like
too.
Swampert. Swampert is a guy who he has a good mix of attack and speed. Not the biggest defensive mind, but he doesn't have bad defensive stats. I think he's a guy. He gets on his fours and he's gonna be. Maybe that
ready
could
to
have been
go.
like a good defensive lineman too. But he get on all fours and you surf. Blitz.
Get right over those
Why?
guys.
Muddy
Just get
water.
right-
you know,
Muddy water.
up the trenches a
They're
little
done.
bit.
They're
Yeah.
done. Mud
I'm,
shot.
I'm thinking Reggie Steele.
Reggie
Okay.
Steele.
Reggie Steele, great defensive stats.
Yeah.
Not the fastest, but defensive stats are
What about Wobbuffet?
Wobbuffet.
What about
Ooh,
Wobbuffet?
okay.
That's a name I wasn't
What
thinking.
about Wobbuffet?
I can see him, deflecting some
He's
passes
a
with his
psychic
big
type.
head.
He's a psychic type too. He can use his brain power. His
Yeah.
defensive stats are there too.
Right. What about? I have also listed Gliscor.
Gliscor's solid.
I do like that.
Gliscor.
Speed.
I do.
You got
Outside
speed on
linebacker.
That front seven.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside linebacker. He's very fast. Those claws.
Mhm.
Come
He's
on.
quick.
He's quick. Any other linebacker
Oh,
considerations?
give me Zoroark. All
Zoroark.
day. Yeah, he can blend in with that defense.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good
he
one.
hides
All
a
of a
little
sudden,
bit.
yeah.
Bang, and you're in the backfield.
Boom.
Bang,
done.
just like
Bang.
that.
This
to
is
the
where
ball.
I had Infernape. I had Infernape as an outside linebacker off the ball. That's where I had him.
Blitzing off the edge from a 4-3.
Yep.
Just
Going
crazy.
nuts.
Matt Milano.
Boom. Right there.
Matt Milano right there. Let's talk DBs.
Yeah, that speed.
So DBs, you gotta have speed, but you also, hands are important. Being a good defender is important. I have Ambipom as a cornerback.
I'm solid. That's a solid corner.
Hitmonchan.
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 He's a little aggressive though. He's gonna get a lot of
You think he's gonna get
defensive
flagged a lot?
pass
You think
interference
he's-
You think he's a
calls,
flaggable guy?
Too much hand fighting.
Yeah.
Get
maybe
tangled up.
too much contact on the outside.
And he's a little bit of a hothead
Yeah,
too.
he
you know,
is a
He's
hothead.
gotten in a lot of fights, so I don't know. That's a tough one.
I like
Yeah.
them. Charizard. It would be a great corner. He's
Big,
Fast.
fast,
scary.
scary.
Yeah. Give me that.
You guys also had him playing offense too, though. So is this guy playing? I mean, Charizard got the
Oh, he's
can
the
he play
Ohtani
both-
of the
can he play
NFL.
both
Yeah, he's the
ways?
Ohtani.
He's a switch
Shohei
hitter.
Ohtani.
He's a switch hitter.
He's a universal.
He's the
universal
Bo
guy.
Jackson of
The Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Give me a young guy. Give me oh, where'd he go?
You're right. I haven't really been acknowledging these young guys out. These
Yeah,
younger
where the Gen
Pokemon.
8s at?
Yeah,
Where
right.
they,
Where the
know?
Gen 8s at.
Give me
Throw Koraidon out there, man.
see,
yeah?
I was thinking young guys like
Or-
mid evolutions. Like, what about Nuzleaf as one of your starting corners?
He's just too short to me.
Too short.
He's just like
He's
a
not
little
quick
too
enough.
short. I think he's
Yeah.
like very. I think he's small.
He's a mid-round pick, rookie. I feel like he's been making some flashy moves in training camp.
Right.
It's tough because he's standing at 3'3" and 61 pounds.
Yeah, can't
so
do
like,
that. No, he's
Yeah.
not playing corner on
Yeah.
my team. Respectfully, respectfully, he's not playing corner on my team.
I have Lugia.
Lugi's not a bad one.
are we talking legends?
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
we
you
could-
put
yeah, we
Deoxys,
could put
yeah.
Deoxys.
We could throw it like obviously
All right,
not a whole defense of. You could throw in a legendary here and there.
What are we doing? One legendary then on the defense? Because you can really only
I mean,
have one. One absolute leader.
I have Reggie Steele already.
Reggie Steele.
So-
I had defense Deoxys.
Reggie
All right,
Steele's
so
a legendary.
We all get one then.
We all get one.
We all get one. So yours is Reggie Steele. Mine's
Yeah,
Deoxys.
I haven't taken mine yet.
You have a legendary
Okay.
that you
I
have
still
to
got
use.
a legendary in
You
the
sti-
bank.
You still got one in the bank.
I got another starting corner, one of the best younger corners in the league. Give me Grovile.
Grovile.
Groval's good.
Grovile,
Grovile's sick.
he's shown a lot in this
Grovile's sick,
offseason,
yeah.
a lot of growth,
Mhm.
especially coming from Trico back in college. So, he's stepping into one.
For corner, my last pick, give me Hisui and Decidueye.
Specific.
Decidui.
Yeah.
Hisuian
That's a
Decidui.
small school guy.
Yep, small school guy. He's not really known that much, but he could pack a punch.
You know what's honorable mention for me at corner? Haunter's
a good one.
Haunter, I mean that evolutionary line, Gengar's really good defensively.
Yeah.
Haunter's isn't as good defensively, but you look at his build.
Right.
Big head.
Right.
Got some hands.
Yep.
He's a ghost type.
Yep.
He
can get the job done.
He can make some stuff happen.
He can get the job done.
I have to ask a question. What about Lopunny?
Lopunny is solid. That's a solid pick.
Yeah.
She's quick. Yeah,
quick.
She is very quick.
Jumpy,
I'm looking up
springy.
on my phone. Yeah.
Lopunny.
But it's funny. The only thing I could find was this website's got him playing soccer.
Oh, really?
Okay.
okay.
All right.
They've got him as a fullback. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Score bunny would be a good
Safeties.
All right. So this is where I use my legendary
Okay.
here.
Okay.
I got a guy. My pro comp for him is Isaiah Simmons. At least the college Isaiah Simmons,
all right.
where you could play him anywhere on the defense because he knows it all. Give me Mew as my starting safety.
Mew.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. That one threw me off guard.
Psychic type.
He can literally play wherever he wants.
Knows it all.
No, he has
His IQ his football IQ is insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen a smarter guy. I mean,
No.
he had a perfect score on the Wonderlic.
Perfect
Has that
score.
ever been done before?
Nope.
No.
Mew is one of one.
First round pick.
Mew, first overall pick.
First overall pick. Safeties. Greninja.
Solid.
I do like.
I got Greninja. Speedy.
Oh.
He's also has a tongue. He
Yep.
snatched that ball out of the air.
Yep.
Just a goat.
I got two.
I mean, he could also make some attack as well.
Absolutely. I got two. One bulkier than Greninja. Might be a little bit faster. I'm not too sure based off base stats. Give me Dragonite.
Dragonite.
Give me Dragonite safety. I do like Dragonite a lot.
Putting him
at
in the
safety.
box for sure.
Yep, that's my sub linebacker. That's my safety that's coming up and making a play. And then give me Arcanine.
Arcanine.
Extreme
that's
speed.
solid.
Yeah, I was thinking Arcanine at linebacker too, because he's a bigger
Yeah,
build too.
yep.
Another safety I have is Incineroar.
Incineroar is a good one too.
Incineroar. He's more of that attacker that he's aggressive. He's like the I'm trying to think of a good safety. He's like that Cam Chancellor.
Yep.
NFL type.
What about Talonflame? Flying around in the back end.
Yeah,
That ball has no
need
chance.
a safety.
Hawk.
for a
Literal
safety,
ball
Yeah,
hawk.
that ball.
You need a guy who can
Talent
fly.
ball hawk.
Fly, hawk down.
And he can get
those-
hot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fire type.
Yeah, if you don't.
He can get hot.
He can get hot.
The other one I was thinking of is Rillaboom. Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Sword and
Rillaboom.
Shield.
Yeah.
I think Rillaboom. He's very, very, very aggressive. He just got to throw his little drum on his backpack, and he's good to go. His hands are free. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Well, that's our starting defense. Any other considerations? Anybody else that we want to throw in?
Sneasler.
Sneasler.
Sneasler slept on.
Slapped
Where
on.
you throwing him though?
He's also another do-it-all kind of guy, and nowadays in the NFL, you can see those linebackers. They really have to play multiple areas of defense. So I'm throwing him in as a middle linebacker.
All right. So what's our set in stone defense? We got Tyranitar and
Oh boy,
Snorlax.
you're asking me for memory recall here, and
Yeah.
We got Tyranitar, Snorlax, Feraligatr, Garchomp.
that's
Garchomp.
that's a
That's
menacing.
that.
Front
We
four.
were all happy with that one.
Yeah. Linebackers. We said Deoxys was yours.
Deoxys.
Don't really want two legendaries there.
No,
so
we
I
don't.
mean, what about like a Swamp? I said Swampert or
Swampert will
Gliscor.
throw there.
Yeah.
Swampert,
Who's another
Gliscor.
linebacker that we saw or said?
I said Infernape.
Infernape. We can use a Fernape at
I use
linebacker.
Metagross even
Metagross.
too.
Yeah.
We'll throw Metagross in there. So that's
Yeah.
our three.
Then DBs. Cornerbacks. We have. I said Ambipom.
Ambipom's a good one.
We had who was the other? Yeah, Charizard.
Charizard.
What was your cornerbacks?
I had Grovile.
Grovile.
So that we'll run those three, and then our safeties are
Safeties are Greninja, Incineroar. Those are the two I said. Incineroar is a go. Greninja's a go.
Yeah.
We'll
anime
throw-
go.
Greninja and Mew are our safeties.
Greninja, Mew.
Boom. We just created
That's
the
an
best
insane
Pokemon.
pick.
Maybe we'll
NFL
just-
defense
That,
of all
that
time.
takes on the 85 Bears, I think.
That takes on.
Goated.
Might blow the 85 Bears out of the water.
Yeah.
Nico made a good depth chart graphic.
Yeah, we'll put
so
this depth
we
chart
might have to put all three of ours
Yeah.
into our own ones and see
let people
who
vote.
wins.
Yeah,
Because
we'll-
we had people vote the last time.
Okay.
And we had some conflicting
answers.
Yeah, we had a lot
People
of
got pretty vocal on that one.
Really?
people
Yeah.
got pretty vocal.
Alright,
That was,
yeah,
that was
that's-
one of our highest commented posts.
That's gonna have to be what we do then. I'm curious to see
Yeah.
now whose defense comes out on top.
Yeah, so after the show, we'll write it down and then
Right.
we'll just make them up.
Okay.
So yeah. Real quick, I mean we're running a little out there on time. Talk a little bit about fantasy football. We're all in the Emerge League, so that's gonna be exciting. Hopefully, we bring home that trophy. Zach Squared, we're coming for
You
you.
won't.
What do you mean?
The Beefy Card Shop's coming for the
Oh,
throne.
Beefy
and-
Card
and
Shop,
we're not
yeah.
Leaving.
Not leaving.
We're not leaving.
We'll see.
All right, yeah, new entry. We got the expansion league going on.
Yep.
Yeah, good old
Gets branched
expansion.
out a little bit. And
Sleeping on next of kin.
Next of kin. Next of
Dark
kin over
horse.
there.
Won the loser bracket, so
Won the loser bracket.
They're making some noise over there.
we're making some noise.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's all bragging rights.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have a good show. Are we gonna do like a show like we did last year?
Yeah, so
Or
the plan is we're in the process of, we're almost done with the new set down in the basement, and equipment's all coming in, and so once we're all set, we're gonna start recording some episodes down there, but we're using the basement for the third space down there for those larger type broadcasts where we need to have more than like 4 or 5 mics, so we'll be able to have and a couple of different ones are doing. So the Emerge wants to do their draft down there, and then I know that Duke from Trapner, they're planning on doing a couple of their drafts from down there too.
gotcha.
Should have a lot of fun. It'll be good.
Okay, so yeah, Merge League coming soon. We had a lot of fun with it last year on the show too. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I want to do a little bit of a quick guessing game.
Okay.
With you guys.
All right.
All right.
So
You said that deviously. I don't
deviously.
know. You said that a little deviously.
How should we do this? I mean, so I had this idea in my head that we all pick a random number and we draft from that spot. So in a first round
But
pick,
you give us a random number.
random number,
You gotta get a 1 through 12 on the spinner here. Let me.
random spinner, random number generator.
This is for fantasy football, correct?
Fantasy football. So first round pick of like a PPR, like we could do let's do a 12 man. Let's make
Okay.
it a little bit a little challenging.
Okay.
than a
All right.
10.
I have a 12 spinner on.
Okay. Whenever
going
you're
first?
Let's have the guest go first. Give him his number.
This is a long spinner.
It is a long spin. 7.
7.
I love drafting from the 7.
Okay.
From the 7. What is this? Just standard
This is PPR 12
redraft,
man,
just regular,
redraft.
just regular redraft.
You had the 7th overall pick. Who would you select?
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler.
I think he's making it to 7 this year.
Yes.
You think he's making it to
Yes.
7?
A lot of people are down on him. They think he's due for a regress.
The Chargers situation with his contract.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why people are going to pass up on him a little bit. I don't care. Austin Eckler is a fantasy football monster. Give me Austin
Do
Eckler.
you have an honorable mention if he's not there?
If he's not there, I mean, I would love to say Cooper Kupp, but he's gone now. It's Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs at 7.
Stephon Diggs at 7.
I've seen Stephon Diggs go, like the 9 to 10 range.
Yeah.
Up to 11.
Lock up your wide. It's so much harder to find consistent wide receivers in fantasy now. Just receivers will give you output every single week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So,
All right.
let's head to the next one. You want to go? You want to go, Nico?
Yeah, why not? Let's see what I get. Hopefully not 7.
oh, that's a good one.
3.
3. Third overall pick.
Listen, if I have number 3, I will be rejoicing to draft Jamar Chase. I'm hoping that Jamar Chase is there at 3. I think Justin Jefferson goes number 1 overall. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure that is almost
Consensus.
consensus. Hopefully, Christian McCaffrey goes at 2, so then Jamar Chase is sitting there on a golden platter. If Jamar Chase is not available, if he's taken at number 2 overall, I would strongly consider Christian McCaffrey. I got some blowback for suggesting that you can still draft bona fide starting running backs in the first round. People didn't like that answer anymore.
Yeah.
I'm still going to stick to my
Yeah.
guns here. At number 3 overall, Christian McCaffrey is a safe pick.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So would you say that you'd either – so your honorable mention would be Christian McCaffrey then if Chase is not there?
I would say so, yeah. It's going to be either one of those two for me.
Okay. Let's do me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
All right, so we're looking for neither 3 or 7.
Number 10.
Number 10. See, number 10 is where things
That's
get interesting.
That's a fun one.
That's a fun
I
pick.
have an idea for 10, so I'll let you go first.
I mean, from the mock drafts that I've done so far, from what I've seen guys like Bijan Robinson there at 10, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, who else? Even like Travis Kelce. I mean, depending
That's
on
who I would take.
Travis Kelce.
I'm taking Travis
that's
Kelce.
a name. That's a name.
Tay.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. Who else? I'm gonna go if I have the 10th overall pick. Like, no, this is no tight end premium, by the way. Tight end premium, he goes up there. But 10th overall, I have 2 guys in mind, and they're both kind of rivals in a way. I have Travis Kelce or Stephon Diggs. Those are my 2.
Yeah.
If I had to give another honorable mention, because you said Diggs, I'm going Devontae Adams at 10.
Would you consider A.J. Brown at all?
I would consider A.J. Brown.
I'm not on the A.J. Brown
You're
train
not on the
this
A.J.
year.
Brown
I'm
train.
not on the A.J. Brown train this year.
Do you think it's because of how Devontae Smith is progressing,
I think he's
panning
going to
out?
take that next step. Don't get me wrong. I don't think A.J. Brown's going to be bad by any means, but I don't think he's going to be the numbers that he put up last year by any means.
CeeDee Lamb, anyone?
CeeDee Lamb.
I'm not buying the CD. I'm not. I hate Dak Prescott. He is so inconsistent. I am a Dak Prescott hater.
Intercept Scott?
Yeah.
I've seen that name
Intercept
thrown
Scott.
around.
If Kelsey's there at 10, I'm going Kelsey.
Yeah.
If it's probably Kelsey or Devontae Adams realistically, and then since you said Diggs, we'll leave Diggs to you. But yeah, AJ Brown is a consideration. I might say AJ Brown is just after. I'd probably say like 11, anywhere from 11 to like 202.
Yeah.
I think that's good AJ Brown
yeah,
range.
That's fair.
So
you got to think there's quarterbacks too.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might throw in a quarterback there as well.
I just did a mock draft simulator through Fantasy Pros, and I took Justin Jefferson at 1-1 overall, and then this is what it spat out for the rest of the first round: 1-2 Christian McCaffrey, 1-3 Austin Eckler,
Ooh.
1-4 Jamar Chase,
Wow.
1-5 Cooper Kupp. I feel like this is a little outdated.
Yeah.
A little bit.
With the injury. So, number 6 Travis Kelce, number 7 Tyreek Hill. That's a name we didn't really talk about much.
Oh my God, I was sleeping on him. I didn't even
sleeping
think
on him?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's on
Yeah.
me. I dropped the ball there.
1-8 Stephon Diggs, 1-9 CeeDee Lamb, 1-10 Saquon Barkley,
Oh yeah.
1-11 Devontae Adams, 1-12 Amon-Ra St. Brown snuck
Ooh,
in.
he
Also-
sneaks it in.
Also slept
Sneaking
on
in.
him.
In the second round, real quick, 2-1 was Garrett Wilson, followed by A.J. Brown.
I was gonna say 202 range.
Then Bijan Robinson.
Bijan there is kind of crazy.
That is Bijan.
slow.
Would you have real quick? Would you have Bijan over Saquon Barkley right now
Yes.
to draft?
Would you
Yes.
draft him in the first round?
Yes.
I'm drafting Bijan first round.
Yes.
I've seen him go like as high as 107, 108.
I was going to say 107. I've seen him go.
I haven't done any drafts yet, but I anticipate seeing him at the 1-2.
His ADP
I think so.
is top 10, like right on the
It's
border
crazy.
of top 10.
Who do you guys think are going to be RB1 and wide receiver 1 this year?
RB1. I mean, Austin Eckler was RB1 last year.
Give me Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
CMC?
that's always a safe pick.
Yeah.
Give me Austin Eckler. I think Austin
Austin
Eckler
Eckler.
brings it home again. He is just like that. The Chargers always find a way. Somebody on that offense finds a way to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
coaching isn't always there.
Right.
They're always like
Right.
they're not that dominant.
Right.
Austin Eckler at the end of the day is always the number one. Outside of Austin, like the number one target in
Right.
that offense,
Right.
number one piece, the weapon. I'm going Austin Eckler to repeat. As long as he stays healthy and his contract is all good.
Yep.
Give me Eckler, but I could see CMC as well. You know, him having a full season with San Francisco under the belt.
My pick would have been say Christian McCaffrey as well.
Receivers, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver number 1.
Oh, I mean, he's gonna. I feel like in most leagues he's gonna go first overall, and it's really cool to see because you could even make the argument for him to go number 1 overall in Dynasty.
Wait, are you saying
No,
number or
I'm
finishing?
for this year?
Like
Fini-
finishing.
No, finishing.
Yeah, finishing.
Finish-
Oh
Finishing
yeah,
this year.
still give me Justin Jefferson.
I'm
all
going
day.
Jetta.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Woo! What a take. Okay, I mean, he had a really good rookie season last year.
Threw
You
up
know,
1,200 yards with Mike White and Zach Wilson. Give him Aaron Rodgers.
Give him Aaron Rodgers.
I'm excited to
Would
see
you
how those
consider
two
him in the first round?
play. Yes. But I am also really big on him. I know a lot of people aren't, so I would
I'm
be
high on
okay.
him.
Huh?
I'm high on him too.
I'm high on him. I don't know if I'm going first round Garrett Wilson yet, but like that mock draft had him 201.
201. So,
That's great. I could even see him in a Monra flip flopping.
Yeah, so I would, end of the first round, if I had that pick, would take him.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver number 1, finishing wide receiver number 1. You've heard it here.
first.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks.
Where were you?
Where
Garrett
were you?
Wilson edition.
Garrett Wilson edition. That's gonna be real. That's gonna be real. I like that.
Has to be.
Has to be. That's gonna raise some eyebrows, but I mean,
I'm gonna get so much shit for it.
yeah, but I mean, it's not that bad. It's
No,
it's
I
not
just-
outlandish.
No, I
You
mean
know.
the same thing happened with Justin Jefferson. He had a great rookie year, and his next year he went off, absolutely off. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if that happens for Garrett Wilson.
No,
too.
Jamar Chase, wide receiver number 1.
I think
anybody?
he's gonna have
Anybody?
a great rule, but we gotta see if Joe Burrow stays healthy.
That too.
Joe
Burr. I think that's about it for tonight. Does anybody have any comments? Alan, do you have any closing remarks you want to add?
Go Pack, go!
Go Pack, go! I think that was what it was last time you came on.
We're winning the division.
Cheeseheads. Ooh, mic drop. Yeah. Nico, any comments?
No news broke. I was trying to watch. Nothing much is going on.
Maranto?
I know it's not a soccer podcast, but
Uh-oh.
the women's national team stinks.
All right. That's the other football.
There you go.
I mean, I'm getting up 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this shit, and they can't score a goal against Portugal.
Yeah,
so
that's a rough day.
It's not going well.
It's not looking
Damn,
good.
Portugal.
Feel bad
Explain in NFL terms.
for him. You're in the playoffs,
The Kansas City Chiefs
and
cannot.
you lose. You're the top seed,
Chiefs.
and you lose to the worst wild card
Texan.
team.
Oh, I was gonna say the Texans.
So you're saying, so it's like the Chiefs losing to the Skylar Thompson Dolphins.
Something
Sure.
like that.
Or like Chiefs and like the. No, that's probably. I think they were the last seed.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Interesting. Baltimore? I mean, Baltimore wasn't even that bad.
Baltimore was solid.
Yeah.
Forgot Baltimore may even made the playoffs.
They
last
were
year.
they
I
were
forgot that they were in
the
there.
5th or 6th seed.
I
mean,
forgot.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley played that game.
Yeah,
The funny thing about your fantasy is it's such a weird year for fantasy. I think there's going to be a lot of people that it's kind of like reminds me when I used to play like hockey fantasy, where you would have to really take a good guess on which team you thought was going to go far when you got to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think, obviously, just for the regular season, though, because obviously the fantasy ends when the season ends. But I think there's so many things that are different this year. There's so many guys that have moved.
Yeah.
Wide receivers are becoming much more valuable.
Yeah, like why? And the thing is, you just don't know because there's been so many moves in the quarterback department. You just don't know, like if it's
chemistry's
some of
there.
these. So I think the person, it's gutsy to just say, he's going to be that. That Rodgers going to be that guy. So his number one is going to be kind of the guy.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
Right.
That's
And I'm wondering, like, because I'm not super big on the Vikings this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they
think
didn't really do that
Jefferson
much.
could have a rough year.
Yeah.
I think they're going to come down to earth a little bit. I mean, they got some luck last year, man. Those 1-point differential games.
Yeah.
We'll see how Jair Alexander's son does this year.
Who's that?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin
Oh,
Jefferson.
boy.
We'll see how Jair Alexander's son does
Getting
this
hot to finish
We're
off.
gonna
the
have
Big Yap
Alan
podcast.
and we're gonna have like Dexter or Taj on.
Oh, I
And
cannot
then
be in the same room as Dexter.
we might have this studio like burned down.
It's gonna be a.
We're gonna do the first dual studio podcast with Alan in one of them and Dex in the other.
To separate them in separate rooms.
I can hear you over there.
Start banging on the doors. I know you're in there. But yeah, that's all we have for episode 56 of the Big Yak Podcast. Thank you, Alan, for
Appreciate
coming
it,
on.
guys. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Maranto. And Emerge. Thank you, Matt Johnson at BICBP Radio Network. Everybody, watch tomorrow's game. Use code Big Yak and play some under or wow.
Botch it.
I botched it. Over. Or, I can't say it.
Hire a lawyer.
Hire a lawyer. Oh my God. Play some hire a lawyer. Lawyer. All right, I'm just gonna be quiet. Everybody have a good night.